Welcome, I'm Rob. You join me in a stationary kart at TeamSport Sheffield for the third and final session of this Grid 3 for 2 visit. We have a brief red flag here before we get underway this time around. I'm sure it's nothing major. If you missed it, during the first session I met my aim of a mid 58 second lap, but I was very inconsistent with my driving. In the second session, I had the same kart and started to experiment with my braking in a couple of places on the track. I then missed out on setting a new personal best lap time by 4 thousandths of a second. Whilst I'm now in a different kart, I will continue to look at my braking. The key points are the hairpin at the bottom of the ramp from the top pits and the hairpin at the bottom of the ramp at the back. On one, I'm braking later, on the other, I'm braking less and throwing the kart around instead. One faster car has already got past, but fortunately they don't appear to be disappearing all that quickly. I'll monitor how they drive, and if I see anything I like, I'll try and replicate it. I kept with them throughout the lap, but they don't appear to be doing anything all that much different to me. Most of the speed difference I'll put down to weight then. To be honest, this kart doesn't seem to have quite as much power as the previous one. It's not bad, it's just not as quick. The lap times are coming back down though. I'm concentrating, I'm not making as many mistakes, I'm just getting a feel for this kart, something that does take me a little while. I blocked the brakes ever so slightly. I was quick enough to release and get the kart slowed properly, but that, along with a bad line through the second hairpin, will have ruined this lap. I didn't lose as much time as I thought I would. The rest of the lap must have been pretty good then. I didn't lock up this time, but I'm still wide of that apex. More practice required, please. That's a tidier lap than the last one, and I'm back to getting a feel for this kart. I'm bringing the lap times all the way back down again. Again with that bad line though, I'm not sure what's changed there. I can normally get this turn pretty good. I've nailed the apex this time, although I think I was slightly earlier on the brakes. No locks, just nicely turned in though. No, I got that lap wrong. There were too many mistakes on that one. I've got a kart ahead that I might catch on this lap too now, so that might slow me down again. I'm early on the brakes again there, as I'm concentrating on catching the kart rather than experimenting with lines and brakes right now. They seem pretty observant and clearly know I'm coming. I'm just not close enough. But they've waved me on through anyway. This is going to be tight. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate being waved through, but I'd have quite happily sat and passed going up the final ramp instead. I'm not a massive fan of passing around the back there, as it's quite quick and can go quite wrong quite easily. Plus, I've seen people take quite a few different lines sometimes. A clear lap, a couple of missed apexes and a couple of hit apexes. I'm back to those mid 58-second laps. I've got a few laps left, let's try and improve. That's 2 tidy laps complete with 2 very similar lap times, but they are slower lap times. I don't think it's entirely me. I think this kart is just that little bit slower than the previous one. That's better, but I don't think I've got much more to give. I have got another kart closing up behind and I don't want him to pass, but we'll see. Another quick glance behind here. He's close, but he's not close enough. And that is all I can get out of the kart in this session. The pressure of the driver behind has made me push for all I can get, and that lap still could have been tidier, but I'm happy enough with it. Well, this couldn't have gone much worse. Just as I've waved Martin through, the driver ahead has waved me through. I've already lifted and lost momentum, so Martin goes past us both. My plan, of course, was to sit behind Martin. He's been second in both rounds so far of Grid Series, so he is my main target, my rival, and I was hoping to try and pick up a thing or two. Of course, I didn't realise until I saw those pesky yellow lights that once again we were on the final lap. That's it for this Grid 3 for 2 visit. Up next, we have the final round of Grid Series. Will I be able to maintain my podium place? Where will I come overall? As always, thank you so much for joining me on my go-karting adventures. Without all of you watching me, I wouldn't be getting tips from your wonderful comments. We've recently hit 500 subscribers, a milestone that I never imagined I'd make it to. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you, and here is to the next 500. In case you missed it or haven't worked it out, I have changed my release schedule. Each visit will now start by being released on the Monday as usual, with all the sessions following on consecutive days. You've had everything for this week now, as we've had all 3 sessions. Next week starts Grid Series Round 3, so we start on the Monday with qualifying. Heat 1 comes on Tuesday, Heat 2 on Wednesday, Heat 3 on Thursday, and the final comes on Friday. So that's 5 videos to come next week. If you haven't yet subscribed, surely that can tempt you. Until then, cheers.